Today's episode is sponsored to you by A&H Provisions. Meat and hot dogs that are so good, even Goyim understand how amazing they are. It's the next level of kosher food, and the website is kosherdogs.net. Get yours, enjoy them, A&H Provisions. Welcome to And Here's Modi. Welcome everybody to And Here's Modi, and we'll start with our ad with our sponsor. Is it? I'm gonna say collab. Somebody who our collab partner sounds better than sponsor.
Whatever.
Sponsor sounds like it's a kiddish.
Our caterer.
Okay, no. Okay. A&H Provisions, amazing hot dogs and Glock kosher meats, delicious, unbelievable. Promo code MODI for 30% off your first order.
www.kosherdogs.net.
Amazing company, amazing food, and if you want a tour of the company of the factory, Seth will give it to you. And we are in the studio today with a very close, I'm not going to say old, but like from many years already, friend Karen Bishko. Did I say it right?
Welcome.
You know my name.
I never get it right though. I never get your name right.
It's just how it looks.
And you are a musical theater writer
Extraordinaire.
and Londoner.
I just thought of something. You guys met after one of my shows.
We're going to talk about that, yeah.
Yes, I am a Londoner, but I lived here for 12 years, which is why I know Modi and Leo. And I moved back during the pandemic, and this is my first trip back since. I got here last night.
Wow.
Very
Wow.
strange.
And how are
Really?
you finding it? What's
Oh,
going
you
through
moved
your
out.
head?
That's right.
She bugged out, remember?
She bugged out. No,
Bugged
it was
out.
two things that bugged you out. It was a pandemic. Okay, so she's in New York for the main thing was playwriting and songwriting and that kind of stuff. And then the COVID hit, and boom, all of that's closed. Theaters closed, shows are closed, all that stuff is done. And then your name, Karen, became a thing here, and that pushed you over the edge to just you couldn't. But it was great in one aspect. She wrote a song about her name, Karen. And I was the biggest fan of this song. We were locked down in the apartment. I'd be going around singing, "My name is Kat." Oh, how does it go?
I used to really like my name.
I used to really like my name. How does it go? Give us a few.
I'm just a privileged white girl called Karen. I'm just a privileged racist Karen. And sometimes when it rains, I may moan and complain, and so on.
And
But it got media
but get to the
coverage.
chorus. I really like my
No,
name.
that's how it starts. I used to like my name. I used to really like my name. And then came the shame, this strange, mean bullying campaign. You don't want me to go on.
No, but it was. But you understand? It's so good.
You wrote this song as an outlet to deal with your frustration over the name Karen becoming a slur, effectively.
Yeah.
And you got media coverage. People liked the
Yes.
song.
Yeah, and now I can't believe it's already 3 years ago, and this just gets worse and worse and worse. I thought it was pretty funny at the beginning, and then it wasn't so funny. And
What
now,
part?
But I'm
now
gonna. I'm just.
so over
you know,
it.
I love you, but in a very little way, you're not a Karen. Leo's in shock. I'm just thinking about you right now.
She's gonna
You look
get up and
adorable.
walk out and
as
leave the
sweet
studio.
as those of you who can't see, she's adorable. She's in this what's it called?
Onesie.
Onesie jumpsuit.
Like an aviation jump.
Very Chelsea Handler looking, but you on a drop of a dime could go, "May I speak with the manager?"
I do.
You do. Yes.
It's a strange thing. I actually ran into an ex-boyfriend from when I was 20, just a few weeks ago, and he hadn't heard about the Karen thing, and I was describing it, and he's looking at me like,
What do you mean
And
he
then he
hadn't
starts
heard of?
roaring with laughter. And I
Wait,
know
is
why.
Karen only in America? Like in
No,
London, they don't
he's
have
just
Karen?
not very like online or
In it?
I think older
Oh.
people, when you don't have kids and everything, it's much bigger here than the UK. But if you have kids, I mean, someone introduced me to their child recently, and the kid went, "Sorry for your loss."
Oh no.
Because of your name?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I have a few questions.
Go.
Were you really upset because it was like you felt like your name got appropriated? Like if it was somebody other, like if it was like Jennifer, would you have been upset?
No,
Funny,
of course.
my other choice of name would have been Jennifer when I was a kid.
A good one.
It's not that I was, but actually I was, but now I really am. Now
You really are what?
I'm honestly, I don't want people to think I'm completely nuts, but I'm wounded and hurt. I'm so over the whole thing.
What part of it though?
So every time someone introduces me now,
Yeah.
I feel like a slight pit in my stomach.
Wow.
I feel anxiety.
Change your name.
No, I'm not changing my name. This
What's
is
your
the thing,
Hebrew
and
name? What's your Hebrew name?
Karen.
Exactly.
Oh, is it?
We're up against a rock and a hard place right now.
It is quite a weird thing. Like, I don't think you can imagine until it happens, because it really is a horrible things that people think. And I'm
It's awful.
part of this group called Karen's United, which probably doesn't help me in that we all lean on each other.
You're
So
not glossing
many-
on. Go back. What is this? Karen's
on
United.
Facebook?
On
Where is
Facebook,
this?
because people are really upset. They've all changed their names. People think they don't get jobs because their name's Karen.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know whether any of that is just in their imaginations, but what I can say is that the mental impact it's having on people called Karens has got quite bad.
You know who else can't get jobs?
Who?
People named Rakim.
Okay, no, but I understand what she's saying. This is something that came completely out of left field and that you had really no control over, and you were just no one picks their name really. So it's like you.
No, but anyway, I respect that my parents chose that name with love when I was born. And I like my name. It's just such a strange thing to have this connotation of this horrible, angry,
right.
moaning person.
Right.
And so to feel something every time someone says your name, like Joey over there is young, and I immediately when I meet someone younger, I think, oh my God, they're just gonna. I've met kids who look at me like, really? Karens actually exist? Real people called Karen?
Yeah, but you
Wow.
obviously have, I mean, not to diminish the actual, anxiety and anguish that you've experienced, but you obviously have some sort of sense of humor about it because you wrote this amazing song.
I do. Here's where I have now, where the sense of humor's gone. Yeah, of course, I tried to just be creative and have a laugh with it. But the truth is there is no male equivalent to a Karen, and it is a phrase to silence middle-aged white women, and there shouldn't be one.
In Hebrew, there's like Yoram. When someone's a Yoram, like a nerd,
Okay.
like a Yoram. So anybody that's named Yoram, but it's also not. It's not as big as.
someone who's chronically online and in some deep dark corners of the internet. There is a male word.
What is it?
It's a Chad, but it's not nearly on the level of Karen.
So yeah, I'm working on this show that I'm going away for tomorrow, and the choreographer was saying someone called him a Karen. So I know that the Chad and the Kevin exist, but they still call men Karens. So
Wow.
the truth is,
It's become genderless. How progressive.
I know.
Wow.
It's fluid.
Okay.
It's fluid.
Gender
Yenta.
fluid Karen.
Fluid Karen. Fluid
Right, but
Yenta.
that's what I want to say. I think this like privileged middle-aged white woman is a symbol of something, of a bigger problem in our society. That it happens to fall upon your name is unfortunate, certainly. I love that you wrote a song about it. I think that's brilliant and hilarious. But there are people's actual lives that are, really at risk. From this privileged position of, I don't think it's only white women and middle-aged white women, which is why I think it's also for men. A great example was that black guy bird watcher in Central Park who got, the cops called on him. And I think that there are so many examples.
Well, that was the OG. That was the original Karen.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was already a thing. Okay, it was a meme already. But what happened that day was he taped Amy, right? Her name was actually
Oh, her name
Amy.
wasn't Karen.
No, her name was Amy Cooper. His name was also something
His
Cooper.
name, yeah.
he sent the videotape that he made to his sister Melody. She put it on Twitter and called her a Karen. So then it also took on
wow,
the
that's how
added
that happened.
extra racist thing. So that didn't help.
No, that was what really sent that. That's what made Karen a thing. That video.
It
But
made it much
I
worse.
think it came in during a particular spate of people calling the cops on black people just like hanging out in the park or
Right.
doing just
Right,
like innocuous
okay.
activities, and just kind of that was a time during the pandemic where I think everyone just like forgot how to behave and forgot how to be out of the house, and it kind of culminated, I think, with this like social media movement of Karenism.
The thing is, I hear you, but I think the thing is, if a white woman who's middle-aged, if there's something wrong and she wants to complain,
Right now, you feel like she doesn't have a voice because they're like,
yeah, like I don't want to
dismissive.
be like. No,
I
one
don't
should
think
be-
white women have ever had a problem complaining about things that are serious,
Complain-worthy.
sure, but also minor infractions that they feel like they have some sort of authority over because they do have a certain amount of privilege in this country, and wielding that power over people who don't or who are less privileged, like black men, who, if you call the cops on, there can be very serious, actual life and death ramifications for.
Yeah, it's funny, you know. I think that I have lost my sense of humor about it now.
We're gonna hang out a
It's been
little
a few
bit.
years
Yeah.
because when you talk about it, then I'm thinking, you know, I'm so hurt by it now. And I don't know that I'm alone. I think if you spoke to a lot of Karens, they might
I'm
be feeling what
sure.
I'm feeling. It's become. Yeah, it's a weird thing to feel
oh,
embarrassed.
we don't have to sit. We
We
don't
have to sit on this,
this.
and we
but
can
Okay.
move on.
You're in town. You're back in New York after leaving for several years.
Yes.
And what is your vibe? What's going through your
What's
head
up?
as you're
Well, now that
walking?
you've landed back in New
Yeah.
York after you left, she had this adorable apartment in the worst area in the world.
Where?
Yahupits, literally Park Avenue and 30. What was it?
39th.
She was gonna buy something in the Village, and she ended up in. Well, there's nothing happening there. It was just, but a beautiful apartment. She decorate. You should see how she decorates. It's
Yeah, she has a great
insane.
apartment.
What did I say? It looks like a drag queen threw up all over the place.
But we visited
It
your
was this
apartment.
wallpaper, and all top of the line wallpaper and furniture, but all colorful and pink and greens and peaches and and your apartment
it's
in London
very
is also
hyper feminine and and maximalist kind of. Is that a good way
Yeah,
to describe
yeah,
it? And people like do photo shoots in your apartment now
Yes.
because it's so visually appealing.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
She was living in Manhattan with a baby grand piano in the middle of the apartment.
Yeah, it's
It was
very
so
very
crazy.
that. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she wrote a musical called
What, this one?
No,
Yeah.
the one where we met.
Oh, Single.
Single.
Okay, so set the stage here. What year are we in?
We are in 2015,
Okay.
50. I think
June 24th, 2015,
Okay, you're right.
and you had been running the show for a hot minute,
It was actually just a workshop. I just did 4 shows.
right?
And Jenny, who I'm staying with, my friends Jenny and Mark, our
Right.
friends.
Oh, we missed them.
Jenny came and persuaded you to take the subway, right?
This-
Rather than drive this
Right.
smart car. That
This
used to
wasn't
park on the
2015.
pavement.
This is
like,
2015,
absolutely fabulous.
100% 2015.
2015.
100%, and we went. So Jenny and I walked to the subway, went
Which is
downstairs,
atypical for you.
Right.
After
which
the
was
show.
usually atypical. I did have a smart car, I was able to drive everywhere, but in Midtown Manhattan, you couldn't park until 6. So I just said, okay, let me take a subway there, and I was gonna walk back home. It wasn't like I have to have a taxi or a Uber. I was gonna walk back home, but Jenny goes, come on the subway with me, and I went on the subway, and that was the ride on the 6 train where I met Leo.
And it's so funny because the show's called Single. I never thought about that.
Oh, I never thought about it
me
either.
being perpetually single, and you were single, and then you met Leo on the way home.
It was such a good show. When I read it, she gave it to me one time to read it over to punch it up. And then I read this show and it was so good and funny. And I'm not a musical person and I don't like musicals. I go to her, why the songs? Take the songs out.
Yeah.
It's such a good
Wait, I think I saw that show.
You've seen. So the next year, I did another thing in 2016 that I
Okay.
think you saw. Or
Yes.
maybe another.
Yeah.
It was in that small theater in the East Village.
Yeah, it was part of the New York Musical Theatre Festival.
There's a nude guy in it or something. Something was there was some nudity in it.
You know who that
Who?
guy is? Tom Pelfrey, who's now in he had a big part in what's that show? I feel like you watched it, and I with Jason Bateman.
No idea.
You do. Everyone's watched this show. It's like a
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
The Crown.
No.
That's the only show I
know, you
watched.
love The Crown. No, it's like one of the big.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And also, he was anyway. Yeah.
So okay, but how does it feel to be back in New York? Like you're walking around now.
It feels good. I was very anxious.
Ooh.
You know, when I left, I was not in a great.
No,
place.
you were not in a good space.
And also, I just took 2 suitcases out of my apartment and lived out of 2 suitcases for ages and had to sell the apartment from the UK. The whole thing was
I remember.
awful. And then, so I felt like, oh, it's going to be weird. And then I came back and it feels really good. I've walked a lot today.
Is there something that you're like, oh, I'm back in New York. I have to go get like a food item or a beverage?
Yeah, I
or
went
like
to get.
What?
What's your go-to?
You know the guy that stands outside the Apple shop with the great phone cases? James.
No, I don't know
No.
his name, but
Which Apple
James.
shop? Which Apple store?
In
The one
Soho?
at 9th Avenue
Oh.
by Soho
On 14th?
House. Yeah.
Oh.
I went straight there to get a phone case with a chain because I've got the same phone case that I've had for about 6 years and it's so good. And he wasn't there today.
Are you kidding?
The nerve.
flew to
came
New
all the
York
way
for an
from
iPhone
London.
case.
All that's on. Give you of Amazon.
I don't want to go to James.
Okay.
He's good.
Support local.
Yes.
So you're in town now.
Ozark.
Ozark.
That
that's
was
it.
the name.
Yes.
So he was in your play that I saw.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Now he's really doing amazing.
way
work.
to do that. Thank you.
Where?
For the
Thank
research.
you, Periel.
But so that was the play that I saw. But now you're back in town because you have a piece of theater
Yeah.
called
he's-
Menopause.
A piece
the
of
Musical.
theater. Is that how
a
it
piece,
said?
a work, a project called Menopause the Musical. And would you like to walk us through that?
Okay, so yes, Menopause the Musical is actually the longest running off-Broadway musical ever, I believe.
Wow.
You wrote it?
No, I did not write the original.
You wrote songs for
I've
it.
done a sequel.
Yeah.
And the sequel it's coming on in Ottawa. So I'm going to Ottawa tomorrow. And it
Those of
will
you
be-
listening,
it
it's
will
also
be
Ottawa.
Ottawa. And it will be in Bucks County in September. Bucks County.
And what is it called?
Menopause the Musical 2. Menopause the Musical 2. Cruising through the menopause.
Mm-hmm.
So this show is, it uses really well-known songs, and we do parody lyrics
So funny.
about the menopause.
She writes really amazing. Like she takes
I
these
love
the
writing
parodies
theater.
of the songs, and it's so funny. It's so it's such a
Do you find
talent
that that's
you
a
have for
fun
that.
songwriting tool to take a song that already exists and then just like swap the words so like
Yes.
it creates a sense of familiarity with people like, oh, I know this song, but now it's different.
Yeah, and to use it in a way that's, they don't know what's coming, but then it makes them laugh.
Yeah. Are there
Yeah,
any
I do that
examples
when
you-
whenever I sing. Whenever I sing services in the synagogue when I'm the Bal Tefillah, you take like songs and you put them into the prayer. You know.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? I know.
no, not really.
Like whatever. It's in the yes. You take a Yiddish song. It's not very much. Well, for Fiddle on the Roof, I actually take a song once in a while. It doesn't matter. In
I'm gonna
Kiddush.
cut all of this.
I
This is-
feel like I saw the
Ozark.
rabbi. I saw the chief rabbi from what's the big synagogue on Park, and he did a brilliant one of the songs from Hamilton.
Oh,
You know
wow.
the George the songs. I
I have a
No
confession
idea.
to make on camera that
Really
I've
good.
never seen Hamilton.
Me
I don't
neither.
know
Oh,
what
I
it
have any
is.
desire to
You would
see it.
like it.
I've heard you have to learn all of the songs before you see it in order to enjoy it.
I would agree, especially as a Brit.
It's a lot of work.
I had no idea what
It's a
was
big
going on.
commitment.
I was no.
You think Americans have any idea what's going on?
No,
We're-
Americans have no idea either.
Stop
We
right
don't know
now, guys.
history.
I feel like
Americans
they
don't even know
do.
who Hamilton
What?
was.
Don't?
No.
I feel like the kids just they download the words quicker and they know what's going
The
on.
kids probably do. So what's the reaction? That's really interesting that's the longest running
Yeah.
off Broadway show, because I feel like there's like real taboo around that subject. You're like not
Yeah.
allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I think they definitely hit on something because it was 20 years ago where people even more didn't mention the menopause. And it's funny. So what happens is women just, I feel like they just feel at home, and everyone feels healed slightly, that they're in a room full of other people that are having exactly the same symptoms and having a laugh about it. So it's a very nice feeling when you go to see the show.
That's Mashiach energy.
That's Mashiach.
That is
energy.
Mashiach
It really
energy.
is. And even the men love it. And it's just very funny. And actually, it's also the longest running ever show in a musical in Vegas. It's been.
Oh, really?
I can't
Wow.
say this word. I want to say hurrahs, but I know you don't say it like that.
Hurrah! A hit.
No,
Harrods?
Harry's.
Harrods?
Harrods.
H-U-R-R-A-R.
Harrods. Yes. Yes.
No, Harrods.
H.
What are you talking about?
Apostrophe S.
It's the hotel in
Yeah.
Vegas.
It's
Harrods.
on there every night.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And so, what are some of the things I'm imagining that you're writing from a bit of experience,
Well,
or no? Is that too personal?
no, it's okay. I definitely wasn't when I started.
Uh-huh.
But then I think I had one hot flash and I went to the doctor because I just
You thought you were
because
dying?
I had done so much research on the menopause for the show.
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing it. I'll rub it all on. I'm just gonna take anything.
a
Yeah.
hot flash. I was with a very funny comedian. She described having a hot flash. It's like, imagine you walk into a supermarket back in the day when all the fish were on ice, and all you want to do is just knock all the fish off and dip into it.
Something like that in the show. She takes off her clothes
That's
and lies
really
on the
funny.
ski slope.
Oh my god!
All I know is when my mom went through menopause, she went effing nuts. It was
Really?
insane. Yeah, it was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like no one knew what was going on. I can only liken it to like what is it, like another
I can
puberty? Like
imagine.
your body's just like, let's start over.
Yeah, look, I think one of the worst things is anxiety. Actually, that women get. It's bad. It's crippling for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the best thing is knowing that other people, that you're not alone, and that is normal. Because what happens is people start getting divorced or their relationships go horribly wrong, and they don't realize that this is actually a symptom of the menopause.
Biological.
And so the more
What,
people
hating
talk
your
about
partner?
it, yeah.
Oh, your
Yeah.
brain chemistry is
But yeah,
changing.
you-
Everything
you
is
change.
like
You can't. You're intolerant. You're aggressive. You're angry.
Oh, so I won't change that much.
you're menopausal right now.
You've been in menopause since you were 24. You've been menopausaling.
I won't even know. Nobody will notice any difference.
She's just screaming and yelling at her husband, saying, "I never wanted to marry you." Okay, it's another day.
I think it's good for people to know that
It is.
that they can get help and do something, or that it's kind of normal.
I a few years ago interviewed Fran Drescher, and she told me this story about how she was, I think, having sex with a younger man, and she had a
Scandal.
estrogen patch on.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And he asked her, he said, "Oh, is that because you're trying to quit smoking?" And
Hilarious.
she said, "Yeah." Because she said the idea that she would tell somebody
Sure.
that she was going through menopause was, so not sexy. And I said to her, I was like, that is so insane that like this idea that like going through menopause, which is something every single woman in the world does and is so natural, would be more of a
It's
turn off.
optional at this point thanks
Then,
to
like,
modern
this-
medicine.
yeah, but hold on. Isn't
Disgusting.
the estrogen patch helps you have sex with younger men?
No.
Just reset your hormones.
I'm ready to get
Okay,
one.
we don't.
Wait, hold on.
No, but look.
Okay,
No,
so
so
we went from Karens
Yeah, we've jumped
to
around
to
quite a bit.
menopause, and now
And
we
now
are
two gay men talk about menopause. We need
no.
to back
So listen
out of
to
this.
me. Today is also King Charles' bar mitzvah. They're
No,
making
it's
him
tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
missing it.
And you're missing it. Are you? Would you have
Yeah.
gone to the street
What's
and
the
waved?
boots on the ground vibe?
No.
from
Yeah, what's the
Orlando?
boots on the
gone.
good one?
I
Boots on
would
the
not
ground
have gone.
vibe. What's happening? Because you
Wait,
are a little bit of a
just- wait,
monarchist.
I just want to go back 1 second. Yes, Modi, one of the symptoms of the menopause is you don't want to have sex as much and you're a bit dry. So she might have needed a patch. Sorry.
Let's get the talking
Well,
frog.
the estrogen patch,
Yes.
you
it will
lose
help.
estrogen.
Yes. Which
I
is-
thought-
there's a
gives you
joke.
sex
There's a joke about the
drive
talking frog.
and testosterone. You
Yeah,
also-
I thought it was testosterone
Wait,
more.
you lose- I know
testosterone,
nothing.
progesterone, and estrogen. You need to balance that. They all need to be balanced very carefully.
So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to put on a patch, like
There's creams, there's patches, there's pills.
So you
there's
just
like,
don't have a desire to
everything.
have sex.
Yeah, but
So
Sounds like you're-
get the talking frog. And there's a joke. There's a joke. There's a guy. You can say a woman, even a guy. There's a woman walking down the beach by the lake, and the frog was ribbit. Hello, miss. if you pick me up and give me a kiss, I'll give you the best sex of your life. She keeps walking. Next day, she walks down the same path and the same frog, ribbit, ribbit. Hello, miss, if you give me a kiss, I'll turn into a prince and give you the best sex of your life. She picks the frog up, puts it in her pocket, and keeps going. And the frog says, you have to kiss me so I can become a prince and give you the best sex. She says, I'd rather have a talking frog. So that's the same. Folks, these are the jokes.
Sorry,
Thanks for coming in.
Well, yeah. So you live in London. I was
Yeah.
just in London, and getting from the airport to Shoreditch House was a nightmare because they were doing rehearsals apparently for
they
the
closed the
coronation.
streets.
So the streets were closed off. I had to deal with that, which only fueled my anti-monarchist views. But what are the boots on the ground vibe over there? What's happening?
Really different. Like some people are just very happy about the monarchy. I mean, I think Prince Charles. I do like Prince Charles. Could have been a lot worse.
What do you mean could have been a lot
So
worse?
I heard something.
Well, could have been.
I heard a
lot.
rumor amongst the locals who, I was intermingling with. They said that at first they were going to do a small coronation due to be respectful of the increased cost of living, et cetera. They didn't want to make a spectacle. And then they told the public that. And then like leading up to it, they were like, just kidding. We're going to do a full scale, huge, large thing. So like
No,
everything
it's much
changed.
smaller than for sure when the Queen was coronated. But also, you've got to remember something. They apparently the figure is they get back something like 90%, 90% more. I can't remember. I don't know how
Of
to
the
say it, but
cost?
Yeah,
Is that what they tell
they'll
you guys
take it
over there?
back times 90. They'll make it back. Yeah.
How?
Who knows?
By tourists and stuff.
Tourists.
Yeah.
The tourism that the royal family attracts. I don't really have a problem with it. I do realize that it's weird and outdated, but Prince Charles is very inclusive. They do so much charity work.
What else do they have to do? He doesn't have to go to the office.
Go to the office.
So he just goes and does charity work.
Yeah,
No,
but he
listen, I've
does
seen him
other things.
dancing with Holocaust survivors. I've seen it's
like-
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think that Holocaust survivors need to be dancing with Prince Charles, right? Like,
I
there's
think
a
it's
lot
a very
of
nice thing. It's a very nice thing to show that, and let me tell you why he's still around, that monarchy's still around. I'm going to let you know why.
Okay.
Because in England, in the synagogues, every Shabbat, they make a prayer they make a big mishaberach for the queen, and now it's the king, and the big blessing, and it's a very important thing that they do in
I think
England.
he consults a rabbi, actually, Prince
Well, they used to
Charles.
consult Rabbi Sachs.
Yes.
Yeah, and now I don't know who the chief rabbi there is now, but I know I've seen on my Instagram that he did speak with rabbis before this. What's it called? Bar mitzvah? What's this thing?
It's a
Coronation.
coronation.
Coronation. I don't know. Can you imagine getting the gig to cater this event? Hi. Call Doris DeWeck. We need a good
we love
party
Doris.
planner.
Actually, my mum was telling me she watched a TV show on the people who make the uniforms, a Russian Jewish family. They're now in England.
Oh.
And just how incredible it was, these intricate uniforms. They've got to be perfect.
Next level.
Soldiers, yeah.
Next level. Prince William was at some event where he was wearing this coat, and like it opened up, and you see that the lining inside is this gorgeous red.
Yeah.
No, it's like surgical
It's
tailoring.
beautiful. It's stunning. Their outfits. No, give it to them. They got it. It's. But otherwise, Prince Charles, King Prince.
King Charles, you're right. I don't know how
How can you
to-
stop saying Prince? He's been a prince for 89
Exactly.
years. How
He
old is
should be Queen Charles.
And also, King Charles sounds like King Charles Spaniel. Like there's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
very
Oh, I don't know.
difficult
Is
to
he
make
changing
this
his name?
transition.
I know they change their names. Sometimes when they
Oh,
become
no,
monarchs.
I think he's been there for too long to change.
King Steve. No, but he.
But you will be in the
suits he
Commonwealth
wears-
tomorrow for. Is Ottawa part of
That's
the Commonwealth?
right. Yeah, I guess. Is it? I
Oh.
don't know.
Not me with the geography.
Oh, me with
Let's
the-
get
forget it.
geopolitical on here. I can make myself look real dumb.
I don't know, but I'm not going to be up. It's at 11 a.m. the
Oh,
ceremony.
Right.
Tomorrow,
time
11
zones.
a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Just insanity of it. It's just amusing. It's absolutely amusing. They are the most uninteresting people on earth with a whole hoopla around them. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know if they're all uninteresting. I don't know. Charles has always been into climate change, homeopathy. He's
What else
championed
does he
a
have
few-
to be
And then,
into?
I don't know. Princess Margaret wasn't uninteresting. Maybe they are.
Okay.
Leo and I, in the height of pandemic, we had burned through everything worth watching on television, and then I was deep into the Crown. So now I'm a huge fan of, and I just wanted more and more Crown, and more. And we found some documentary that Prince Charles made about the art and painting in the royal family, and they kept all the sketches that all the princes and queens and princes and princesses and duchesses that they didn't go to regular school, so they had art teachers, and whatever they made they saved. And then we're like, where is it? Why would he do this? And it's like, and at the end, one of his brothers or sisters has a daughter that opened the gallery in London. And did they give a push for this gallery?
Oh, is it?
Oh, wait.
I think
you remember
maybe
this?
You're talking about the Sainsbury wing, which is attached to the National Gallery. I don't know.
Shum
He
Wing.
didn't like
It's no
that.
wing. There's a gallery that this daughter of one of the royals has, and he goes, no, I'm here with her. And she's
It was a
amazing."
shkoyach. He gave her a shkoyach.
He gave her shkoyach, exactly. But he was like,
Yeah.
just seeing it.
What do you have written on this piece of paper, Karen?
Well, I
Yeah,
don't know,
Karen
it's
came here with
about
a
menopause,
whole-
just in case, because also I wasn't sure if you
Oh.
want to hear a song, and then
Can I
had
just-
to do the
You don't
ones-
see that in
the
America.
ones
No
that
one
were-
does that. By the way,
What?
in Israel and in Europe,
What, this
people,
lamination?
Yes, not the lamination. It's like to save the paper.
For those
in
of
case
you
someone
listening, I'm
spills on
holding
it.
like
in
a
Israel,
plastic-
whenever you go
plastic
anywhere,
folder.
right or wrong, whenever you go, Misrad the Pnim, and it's like, I love, and then she takes it out.
I
You know?
love plastic folders.
Well, yeah, because you could throw it
it's a
anywhere.
You
European
can't
thing.
get them here.
No.
Leo cannot keep his hands. If you put a clipboard or anything official next to him, he wants to get right into it.
Leo has
Look
to
at
see
how
what's written
excited
there.
he is about this.
I mean, I'm just looking at a line that says, let me suck on the cork.
Oh yeah, that's our
What does that
song
sound
about,
about?
menopause women needing a drink. I need a vino.
So can I go through Menopause the Musical?
From 2 bars. I need
Yeah.
a vino.
It's gotta be large. I will pay any charge. I don't care if it's red or it's white.
I need a
Wow.
vino.
Good job, guys.
I can't remember the
Well,
line.
okay,
Can I
what's
go
another-
through these
Give me another
songs?
title of the song and give me the first bar of it. Let me hear.
Can I go?
That's Amore.
Give me the first bar of it. Oh no, give me the title and then give me the first. But sing it in so see if I can get
Well,
it.
it's That's Amore, but I've done That's Your
That's
Hormone.
amore. I know that, but
Oh,
I was gonna say, give me the name of the song, and then
Oh,
give me the.
That's Your Hormones.
That's your hormone.
I'm looking at one that says I don't look good naked anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Pas v'sholem.
Give me the first bars of that. Give me the first bars of that.
That's that one. We don't have to do that one.
Country. Well, I can't. Well, this body could use a little swimming. I keep my shirt on when I go swimming.
I don't know country music.
No, I don't think you'll know that one. But you know That's
Yeah.
Amore. And
Very, very nice. Okay. What's on the horizon? So besides this menopausal, what else is going on?
It's set on a cruise ship.
yeah.
That's interesting.
It's in the original, the ladies meet at Bloomingdale's, and then this is them taking a trip together post pandemic.
It's giving Sex in the City, Dubai, Abu Dhabi,
I
wherever
love that
they go.
film so much.
They're like, where can we put these people? I don't know. A cruise ship.
Yeah, a cruise is good. It's kind of like.
And your
fun,
parents are in
happy.
Israel. Your parents. Every time I do a show, and it's in some city where Karen's family is, they always show up. Your brother, your mother, your
Yeah, your
father.
parents are so sweet.
So sweet.
They
Give them a
sent me
shout
love.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone lives in Israel.
My family, South African originally, moved to the UK in '72, and 8 years ago made Aliyah and went to Israel.
And her father, by the way, who met the Queen.
Oh yeah.
I love that story. Her father had this shop
Charles,
called what's it
actually.
called? What's it called? That
Thai bar, right?
Thai bar.
Tyrak.
Tyrak.
He
It's like a store with the ties.
Okay.
And in fact, let me see if I remember the story. And he had a shop in Heathrow. And the Queen was visiting Heathrow probably for some of the anniversary of Heathrow Airport. And they brought the shop owners to meet the Queen. And she asked him, what do you do? He goes, we sell neckties. And she goes, oh, really? Oh, really?
Well, more like.
People buy neckties at the airport.
really?
Oh, really? That was her gig. Oh, really? Anything
Yeah.
anybody said.
Yeah, and actually now I just remember, and then I think she had a drink that she has a Dubonnet and something.
Oh, who?
She always has a drink.
What's a Dubonnet?
No, she was known to have a drink.
Good for her.
Yeah, she likes to drink.
I just love that it was so shocking to her that people actually had to go buy their own clothes.
She was in shock from Karen, and I confirmed the story with Karen's father. She was in shock. People are just buying neckties at the airport. She assumes they have them custom made at what's it called, Sayville, and with the bespoke.
Listen, I'm not. I don't agree. I don't think that's true. I think she was so much more down to earth than Americans think, for sure.
Tell that to Diana.
Now her hairdresser, she kind of got kicked out because she lived on the grounds, and Charles has found her somewhere to live. Apparently, they used to have a hoot of a laugh together. She's quite funny.
I'm sure she is.
She was very. She was.
And she had
a good sense of
the
humor.
funniest thing I remember was that she was like in the deeper 90s, and one of the doctors says she shouldn't have. She has 3 drinks or 2 drinks, and he said she shouldn't drink at this. She obviously is onto something. If she's living to 93 years old and she has two, 3 drinks, wasn't it she was sitting in that royal ballroom with a bong?
No,
you know,
not
she
like
was.
that. But what I remember, I think Dad also met Charles. He came to one of the shops once, and Charles, I believe, expressed some sadness that he couldn't go shopping. From what I like.
Oh, poor the poor child.
Oh my God! Tell him to come to the podcast, and then we'll walk down to. I'll take him to H&M and Zara, and he'll go right
Let
back
him
into
fight
being
for his
very,
life in the trenches.
in the trenches of
Soho retail.
Is this coming in
Birkin.
medium?
And they just shoot you.
No, maybe I shouldn't. Just that he couldn't choose his own.
Right.
By the way, he let it go. His outfits now, when he just walks around, I get it. He's older, and he just wears this big thing, and he has the pockets open.
Really?
An Englishman taught me to never open the pockets of your jacket. When you buy a new jacket,
Oh, you keep the thread.
always keep it. Because why? Because if you use it, then the pocket starts to like look
Stretches.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he sits there with his fingers in his hands inside his
does, he does,
pocket.
yeah.
Well, when you're the king of England, you can do whatever the hell you want. So
Okay, so let's really get into it then, if we're going to do it. So what about, who's the one who left the monarchy now? He's in New York? I mean,
Harry.
So and
the
Meghan?
Nazi.
The what?
The Nazi.
No, he's made a mistake and he wore that outfit.
Sure.
He went to visit a Holocaust museum after
Sure
that.
he did.
And it really
Sure
helped.
For
he
a
did.
dressing up party once, he had a swastika on. I think it was on.
don't know about this?
Wasn't this like 100 years
Of
ago?
course, it was 100
All
years
right,
ago.
To be honest,
18 or
not that I give him mechila. I give him forgiveness on that. He's a young, dumb kid. And that young, dumb kid
And in all
that.
fairness, his family are Nazis.
And-
They're really not Nazis. We have this.
They're not Nazis, but they're not
Yeah,
Nazis.
they're not
like
Nazis.
you're a Karen. You're not a Karen, but you're not a Karen, right?
I just want to say, Philip, as in the Queen's husband.
Straight up.
Philip's mother was a nun who, I believe, hid Jews during the war, and she is buried in Israel. There is nothing Nazi, certainly from there. I really.
I'm not.
So
they're not.
let's talk
yeah,
about
those
this.
are
I want to
German.
unpack this idea.
Wait,
a
hold
little
on.
bit.
How about the king that left to not be the king? He
Okay, yes,
abdicated.
I think they were.
He was a full
buddies
blood.
with-
He was ready. Like, who wants to
Hitler.
accept me? Hitler.
This
Come
is
here.
okay.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to unpack this with Brooke Goldstein on our last episode.
Yes.
But I didn't think it was appropriate, and maybe I don't know if we'll see if I can communicate this through line. But there were people in the royal family who were associated with Nazism. Period. That's
the British
correct.
royal family
But-
have never been able to escape the specter of their unsavory historical Nazi connections, Nazi sympathizers.
Whatever.
that.
But I
And their
think
name
we
was
see
Nazis,
But then
too.
we see you say that they, his mom helped Jews and she's buried in Israel. So like, you have this on that side and this on the other side. I see this today with the Trump family, and I've seen this argued and debated online that, Trump kind of stokes these white supremacist Nazi people, saying there are good people on both sides, and kind of dancing that dance to like make that base happy. Meanwhile, he has a Jewish daughter and Jewish grandkids. So people on your videos, they'll comment, they'll debate each other. They'll say Trump can't be anti-Semitic because he has Jewish family members, and I don't think that's right.
I think Trump is whoever has an ability to vote. He'll say whatever he has to those people.
But to the dead, if I was a Jewish person and I had Republican values, I would feel kind of like in a tight spot, being like, oh, I have to vote for Trump, who meanwhile like refuses to condemn actual literal Nazis who are
Right.
marching in the street. And just because he's good for Israel. So now I have to base my behavior in the voting booth off of the foreign policy of another, as it relates to another
Some
country.
people think
But-
he's good for Israel. Some people don't think that at all.
What?
Tell a joke.
Tell a joke. Two Nazis walk into a bar. One says to the other, "Moish." No, listen. England took many Jewish kids as a whole, and not that they had to ask the queen or the king if we can take these Jewish kids, but I think eventually they were associated. There was a bad association with them, and then they came together. Now he's dancing. He goes to community centers, Charles, and dances with survivors, and he's connected with the rabbis. So things change. They just came from that kind of a family.
Also, great fashion. Great fashion comes out of,
What, fascism?
well, that too. But I mean, Vivienne Westwood,
yeah,
Alexandra
yeah.
McQueen, Stella McCartney. I mean,
Came out of what?
England.
UK.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And singers. And no, but we don't need
Yeah,
to do
there's-
that. And
No, I
Karen
feel like-
Bishko.
And Karen
Karen
Bishko.
Yeah. Mhm.
No? Karen Bishko came out
You
of
can
England.
reappropriate the name Karen.
What if you start
I
adding
don't
like
think
your
it's
last
possible.
initial?
I think it's gone.
Like Karen B. I'm Karen B.
Do you think that's better?
You become
Oh.
like,
Like
it
a
becomes like a
rapper.
full mouth instead of a full mouth of your name
Karen B.
instead of, I'm Karen B.
Karimbi.
Or
like Cardi B.
just go Israeli.
that.
Just go
Karen B.
Israeli and go, Karen. Karen. I'm Karen. Like completely care. Just say the word care. What's your name? Karen.
I actually like it when people call me, they shorten. But that's what people
Care?
in England
Care.
do. People
Care.
care or car
That's
or
nice.
Kaz. But in England, people put a Z in everything. A Z.
A Z.
Kaz, Kazi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You were a part of one of my jokes once about my
accent.
name. Yeah, the accent. Because it was you, and we used to hang out a lot with a French guy named David, and an Italian guy, and the Italian guy would always put Maudi, Maudi, Maudi. Are you doing a show tonight, Maudi? And then the French guy would put at the end Maudi,
Oh, yeah.
Maudi, and then you would put it everywhere, Maudi. And that was,
Oh, I'm seeing
oh
that.
my god, I missed that joke. I should put it back in my act.
I think you're going to, aren't you?
I think so.
And take out the Karen joke. for
Oh, you were
God's
so
sake.
upset.
When you were in
Oh, so
when we were in
upset.
London and you were in the audience and he did the Karen joke, I was backstage and I was like, oh,
I
could
watched
just-
her
He
face
looked
just go.
straight at me.
He goes, oh.
So shocked. I'm so glad you did it at the end because I had such
It's a part of the
a laugh.
closing.
My stomach hurt, my jaw hurt, and then I just took me straight out.
She was the whole show.
happened?
She brought a bunch of friends, all theater people, and she's sitting there with her notepad, giving me notes. She's gonna give me notes, and then
She had good notes.
She
She had
gave me
great
amazing notes. She gave me
Ratner's.
Ratner's,
Oh, I
the
gave you
jewelry
good
store
notes.
Ratner's,
Yeah, good
for
tags,
where
good.
Megan got her pearl earrings. But all of a sudden, she's like writing and laughing and writing and I'm watching her friends laugh, and then all of a sudden, I do the Karen. She goes, oh, oh.
I was surprised you did that.
Why? It's
I don't think it's funny.
it's one of the biggest laughs I get.
No, they did not laugh. I don't know if
They
know
died.
much.
In America, that's
In
one of the
America.
biggest laughs.
All right, well, bad luck.
I think our main takeaway is I like my idea best that you should go by Karen B, like
Karen B.
like Cardi B,
Okay.
or just incorporate it into like maybe your branding on your Instagram or something.
Can you help me with that then? 'Cause you're like, I'm really too old for all that.
You have
know
to,
what
you,
I'm
have to,
doing.
you have to get somebody young to do
I
it.
find I have to ask young people all the time to help me with technical stuff. We have another song about that, technology.
Modi
stuff.
has
How's it go?
Modi has a joke about that.
The only thing about that is it's a British song that I don't think you'd know because it won the Eurovision Song Contest in
I might.
1976.
What was the song?
Save all your kisses for me. Well, I've got something to say about the way we live today. I'm not sure I'm going to remember.
Wait, I had a question for you.
I of course I know, yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. And it's all about how the women, they can't use their iPad, the printer's out of ink, I tell Alexa she's a bitch. It's like, it's really hard when your brain hasn't
It's fried.
been brought up that way. Well, it's fried, but it also wasn't
Yeah.
looking at an iPad.
No,
from
I
the
said
age
my
of
favorite
2.
thing to hear from Leo is just give it to me. Just give it to me. My phone here.
Wait.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna figure something out.
I
Just give it
wanted to
me.
ask you about your experiencing ABBA as a hologram.
They took my They took it down. That's the first time
Wait.
I've ever been reprimanded on a platform.
Oh wow! Wait, because you posted a video,
Yeah.
and you're not supposed to take video.
No.
It's
And
in this
that-
crazy new venue in London, right?
It's so amazing. So we're talking.
Tell the
We're talking
people.
about.
Yeah.
There's a thing called ABBA Voyage, which is they've made avatars of ABBA.
Yeah.
So you
Are they all
obviously
dead?
go
Side note.
there-
Are they all dead?
No.
No, they're all alive.
Oh,
They're all
okay.
alive.
Okay.
Which is actually the beauty of it, I think,
Okay.
because I think when they're all dead, it can be a bit creepy.
Yeah.
But because they're all alive and they reformed recently to make an album, it just felt like this joyous celebration. And I never thought I'd see ABBA. I was brought up on them. I just love them so much.
Of course.
And you go in there, and it's only 3,000 people in the arena, which is much smaller than, it's not like an 18,000, like Madison Square Garden's probably 18, 20,000. There's not a bad seat, and it's like flat packed, like an IKEA thing. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like that, but they can put this anywhere. And then the technology, what do you call it? The avatar.
It's like a hologram. It's like a projection.
Yeah, but it cost 100 million to make it.
Wow.
But they can take it anywhere around the world, and it's just astonishing.
You saw it twice, no?
Yeah, I could go every
So
week.
what'd you do that get you in trouble?
She posted
I
something to
filmed.
social.
No, but first of all, I filmed. So a guy comes up to me and says,
Oh wow.
"One more, I catch you doing that one more time, you're out." So I didn't
wow.
film anymore. But then I did. I shouldn't have.
Yeah,
put it
when you
up. It's
spend
just-
$100 million on a projection, you're like, nay.
they want
Nay,
people
nay.
to go and see it, but it's
Yeah.
packed every night, and it's so good. It's so worth it, and just to see how they've done it, you just go, wow, it's amazing. People can do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technology.
You feel like you're watching them live.
Downey Zolden of Stand Up New York / The Chosen Comedy Festival is in talks with, I don't think quite at the scale of the ABBA show in London, but bringing some sort of similar technology to put like a Joan Rivers or a Jackie Mason
yeah.
on stage at an upcoming
Yeah.
show, which is interesting because now living artists have to state in their will and sort of like how they build out their estate of like how they want their likeness to be used in these types of new things. Of like,
They should put more hair
Oh.
and the little smaller nose.
Yeah, for Joan, for sure. Oh, I would definitely go to that. By the way, if you guys watch Hacks,
yeah, we love Hacks.
Absolutely.
it's so good, isn't
It's
it?
so
Yeah,
good.
it's great.
It's so good, that woman.
Yeah.
When is it coming back? I want it to come back.
I'm in the middle of watching the second season of White Lotus. Don't ruin
Oh.
it for me.
No.
Even better than the first.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, it's so good.
Oh my God! This is and what are you watching now? This is my bit. Like
No,
this,
so
that means
actually, I
the
wanted to-
conversation's
I wanted to
over.
ask you.
That means the conversation's
well,
over.
It's
It might
funny,
be.
your bit you did about that. I think people like talking about what they're watching
Yeah,
because
they
it's
do.
common ground.
Yeah,
Modi hates small talk.
I hate small.
I
talk.
hate
Is
small
that-
talk.
absolutely
I
hate
hate
small
small
talk.
talk,
I hate
but I
small
find
talk.
TV is that.
You're very
small
good at
talk?
small talk, though.
Am I?
You're very good at small
I
talk.
feel like I miss it and try and go deep.
Well,
Get
I think
very bored, I
sometimes.
glaze over.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
same.
maybe.
I get terrible social anxiety when I have to have small talk. I can't.
So
stand
we're not
it.
I
going to
just
mention the
don't do
times
it.
you got stoned, right? That's not going to be for the conversation here.
No.
I don't mind. I honestly, that was. It doesn't happen very often. It's only with you.
Wow, bad
You
Hilarious.
just
Influence.
like seeing me stoned
It wasn't like it was 3 times.
3 times.
It was so funny.
I didn't
My
inhale.
mum knows, so as long as she knows, then.
It's so fun. It was hysterical. One of them was at a bat mitzvah,
Yeah.
and in this chic place on Madison Avenue. It's like you'd never know. You'd never think of it's like if Goyim did a bat mitzvah, this is where they would do it. It's chic. It's quiet. It's slick, and
Some
it's not
membership
over the
club.
It's like a membership club or some kind of a school, and
The club.
and we were there, and I had a gig. We came late, and did I give you an edible or something? What was it? I don't know. I don't know. You
probably
were
was.
so lit, and then in the middle of her entire episode, she just goes, "And I have to take the flowers home." She wants to take the flowers
No,
home.
Jewish event.
Of
You've got to take
course.
the flowers home.
It's like
It
required.
was so funny.
Yes. So yeah.
That was it.
So then, but they were all on by the time I thought to take the flowers home, they were all on one table upstairs. So I was faced with this choice of like
I have a video of it. Maybe I'll post
vases
it.
that looked exactly the same, but I really wanted the best one, and I was so stoned. And then he started filming me. I don't think I knew.
Yeah.
No, when you
Couldn't stop
realized he was
laughing.
filming, you died.
I just can't stop laughing when I'm stoned, especially when he's there. I mean, that's the problem with that other night when it happened, when I ended up on the couch because I couldn't sit in a chair anymore.
From like nothing. I can't even say nothing.
You just kept looking over just to check I was still laughing, and then you would say something else, and I was just lying there like laughing.
We have to
laughing.
stop talking about drugs on
yeah.
the podcast because
right.
Okay, you're right.
we're applying. I'm buying.
We should take
I'm
this out,
buying
maybe.
life
We should take this out.
insurance for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Take it out, 'cause also
We're
God,
applying for
banned
life
from
insurance.
America.
I
Yeah.
don't think pot counts.
No, they go.
They guy
we were
gave us the
told
speech
by our
about life
broker
insurance.
that
Okay, take
he's
it out.
this whole life
Yeah.
insurance thing, and they're coming to the house next week to take your blood and
Okay.
all of this and that.
So now let's wrap this up. You look to the camera and plug whatever you have to look.
There's so many cameras here. This is a really nice room.
Give it.
This is
There
a
you
nice
go.
room. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yes, that's your
Can you
camera.
see my socks?
Yes.
You can see whatever you see on that.
Go ahead.
Screen.
Tell.
Oh, no,
Tell the
look at my
tell the
socks.
camera. Tell the camera what you're plugging. Your show.
Okay, so yes, we have Menopause the Musical 2 beginning tomorrow in Ottawa, and then it will be touring all of America. And
Is there a
also,
website they can go
I have
to?
written Menopause it's on there. Leo, I can't lean forward because the microphone's in the way. It's somewhere there. And then also I've written a musical called The Fan, which hopefully will be.
How are you just
coming
mentioning
sometime.
this now?
I know, I just
Yeah, what-
forgot. Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
And your Instagram, in case they want to visit you and say hi to you.
There's no website on here, honey.
it's at Karen Bishko.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
it's just
How
Karen
do they know?
Bishko,
You have to
'cause
tell
I'm
them.
Sorry, it's just Karen Bishko.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm the only one, I think.
Okay.
See, my sister-in-law is Karen Bishko, so that's the other thing. I don't want to be Karen.
And if they want, if
God.
anybody who's listening wants to join the Karen support group,
Oh yeah. Do you have to approve them?
I don't approve them, but there are some Karens in the group that approve. And they're
Could you
very-
imagine getting rejected from the Karen support group?
They do, because you
That-
have to be called Karen. They are very careful
you
to
dying?
check that people are actually Karens and that they're not there to come and bully us.
Oh, I would just join just for material.
But they
Just to get
wouldn't-
material
You
from-
can't get in.
No, I
You
know,
have
I
to
know.
change your birth certificate.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
They're actually really, really good.
I'm sure. I'm
Not
glad.
funny, stop
I'm
it.
glad that they have that for them.
it is
No,
funny.
I'm sorry.
Wait
I'm
till
sorry
it's
gone through.
Periel.
You know what?
And it never will be.
Let
Periel
them-
will be on the poster for
Oh,
that shit. She will be.
a
She'll
good
make
name.
T-shirts.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ModiLive.com. The show. What?
We're adding so many shows that
Yeah,
I
can I
don't
know
even
how-
know when this is airing and what's going to be live when. But just go to ModiLive.com.
ModiLive.com. December 21st. Tickets are already on sale for the town hall, and it's gonna sell out. It's already doing very, very well, and look for a show near you. And if you find a show near you, buy tickets for not just you, but for your friends. Be the friend who brings the friends to the comedy show, and that's it. ModiLive.com. Anything from you?
I'm at Periel Ashenbrand on Instagram. If you want me, you can find me there.
That's
but
it.
Proceed with caution.
Periel Ashtonbrand /Karen.
You've never once said her last name right on this.
I've
podcast.
never in my life.
Slash
First of all,
Karen.
I'm infuriated that it's Periel. It should be Priel. It should be that's.
Nobody could, here. We can end very quickly with
Yes.
this. Nobody growing up and even now can ever get my name right. So there's the opposite problem.
Yeah.
And she wears earrings in Hebrew that say Priel. So I'm reading her earring at Periel and say Priel.
Nobody can say that.
Pri, fruit, el of God.
Oh,
Priel.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
Periel.
So
I
should I
prefer-
say Priel? Priel.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I just
like
call her
that
bitch.
whole- Thank you very much for listening, and be in touch. Bye.
Bye.